All right, so if you're on the path to becoming a pharmacist, you know there's one major hurdle left to clear. We're talking about the North American Pharmacist Licensure Examination, or as you know it, the NAPLEX. Today, we're going to break down exactly how you can conquer it.
You really should think of the NAPLEX as the final boss of pharmacy school. It's definitely a challenge for sure, but trust me, with the right strategy, it is absolutely beatable.
So, what exactly is this exam anyway? And why is it the one standing between you and your entire career as a pharmacist? Okay, so the official name is the North American Pharmacist Licensure Examination, and it's from the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy, the NABP. But what it really is, it's a test to prove you're ready. It's not just about what you've memorized. It's designed to show you've got the clinical judgment and the skills to practice safely from day one.
And let's be honest, it can totally feel like a beast of an exam. That's exactly why we're here, to break it all down for you, making every single step feel clear and a lot more manageable.
Now, here's a little reality check for you. In 2023, the first-time pass rate was 77.5%. Let that sink in. That means nearly 1 in every 4 graduates doesn't pass on their first try. This is not an exam you can just wing. It demands serious, focused prep.
All right, let's switch gears and get into the practical side of things. We're talking about navigating the registration process and understanding all the costs involved.
Think of your registration journey like a 5-step quest. First, you'll create an e-profile with an ABP. Then you apply for eligibility, get your school to send over your transcripts, and then you purchase the exam to get your authorization to test, or ATT. Once you have that golden ticket, the ATT, in your hands, you can finally schedule your test day with Pearson VUE. So let's talk about the cost. The main price tag breaks down into a $100 application fee and a $520 exam fee. So all in, you're looking at $620. And if you're planning on getting licensed in more than one state, you'll have to tack on an extra $105 for each state you want to send your score to. So that can add up.
Now, this is the part you really need to hear. Failing has a big financial sting. A retake means you have to pay that full $620 all over again. This is exactly why preparing to pass on your first try is so important.
Okay, so you're registered. You know the costs. Let's shift gears again and decode what you'll actually be facing on test day. Knowing the structure of the exam is half the battle.
Okay, here's the high-level overview. It's a 6-hour computer-based marathon with 225 questions, but only 200 of them are scored. And here's a critical detail. It is non-adaptive. What does that mean? It means once you answer a question, you cannot go back. Your answer is locked in. Now, you really need to pay close attention here, especially if you're testing after May 2025. The whole blueprint is changing. Just look at that huge slice of the pie. A full 40% of the exam is going to be on person-centered assessment and treatment planning. That tells you there's a major shift happening towards clinical application and patient scenarios. And you're not just going to be answering simple multiple-choice questions. Oh, no. You're going to face a ton of different formats, everything from complex patient cases and those tricky select-all-that-apply questions to calculation questions where you have to type in the answer yourself. You have to be ready for anything. Okay, I know, that's a lot to take in. So the big question is, knowing all of that, how do you actually prepare for this thing? Let's talk about a smart training plan that builds you up over time. The number one rule is this: avoid cramming at all costs. A long-term approach is way more effective. You want to start a light review maybe a year out, then really get into structured studying at 6 months, and use that final month for full-length practice exams to build your stamina and your confidence. And here are some high-impact tips you can start using today. Using a question bank or a Q bank is totally non-negotiable for tracking your progress. Dedicate 30 minutes to math every single day, and please absolutely take the official pre-NAPLEX. It uses real, retired questions, and it's the best possible indicator of how ready you actually are. So we've covered the what, the why, and the how. But let's be real, it can still feel pretty overwhelming. So in this last section, let's talk about a smarter, more efficient way to prepare. Here's a really direct comparison. While other platforms give you basic practice, FlashGenius brings something completely new to the table with AI-guided learning, a smart review system, and even a database of common mistakes. So let's break down what that actually means for you. First up is the AI-guided learning path. So you can forget about just studying randomly. This tool actually creates a personalized step-by-step plan just for you. And the results? No more wasted time. You focus only on what you need to improve exactly when you need it most.
Now, this feature right here, this is a total game changer. Flash Genius has a whole database of the most common pitfalls and errors that thousands of other students have made. It actually highlights these traps while you practice so you can learn to spot them and, more importantly, avoid them on the real exam.
And this really gets to the core of it all, turning every single mistake you make into a chance to learn. The AI doesn't just tell you you're wrong, it gives you targeted explanations so you understand why you were wrong, which helps make sure you never make that same mistake twice. So the path to conquering the NAPLEX is really clear. The question isn't if you can pass anymore, it's about how efficiently you can prepare to absolutely nail it on your very first try. So, are you ready to take that next step?